Good morning. Thank you all very much for coming and welcome to EMLCon 2019. Before we start off, I'd like to acknowledge the Gadigal of the Eora tribe or nation, the traditional custodians of this land, and pay my respects to their elders past, present, and emerging. EMLCon for us is really our showcase event for the year. It's a great opportunity to get together all of our investor community, partners, and all of our employees and really just share all of the interesting and incredible things that we're doing around the world. So with that, I think Tom had the idea about a year ago, and I think it was all about the fact that he had been telling the story for so long. So poorly. So he had so poorly told the story for so long that he thought, as opposed to himself or any of the rest of us, why not let our partners tell the story and exactly what they're doing with us and how they use our technology for their businesses. So our mission as a company is really to create awesome, instant, secure payment solutions that connect our customers to their customers anywhere, anytime, wherever money is in motion. And that's really what today is all about, bringing everyone together and talking about all of those solutions. So with that, I'd like to bring Brandon Thompson onto the stage, our Chief Commercial Officer, talk a little bit about the business.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us. That video was really good on the intro, so thanks to Rich and Wade and the guys from Prodigy. That was impressive. I was thinking that it wouldn't be great to every month when I do business reviews to deliver the numbers that way, like the video and the power and everything. That would be good. I'm going to talk a little bit about our results, some of the things that we've closed to date, and then give a brief introduction to our speakers who have come from the U.S., from Italy, to talk about how they use our technology, our products, our services to enable their businesses. So we'll jump right into it here. So I want to leave plenty of time. You came to hear them talk, not listen to us necessarily. So some of the clients that we've signed so far this year, and it struck me as I was thinking about this slide that we are fortunate enough to have a lot of the EML team here today that is responsible for each of these clients and the signings and the implementation across all of these different regions. And I think it also shows the commitment that when we make to a technology like Pays, so Samsung, Google, Apple Pay, we talk about that as an enabler, allowing us to go into new businesses, new markets, and we did it. And I think that EML has a track record of doing that. When we talk about a technology, we talk about a sector, we talk about innovation, then we do it and we implement it. And that is a credit to the EML team across the globe. Every one of them has to wake up every day with that commitment to get it done, and they do. And we have that. EML has a bias for action throughout the organization, and it's proven again and again. And a lot of these are really interesting. If you look at GPR, the third one from the bottom, PayGo, that's the largest gift and GPR provider in the Nordics. And I'll talk a little bit about our team in the Nordics later. And then Scalapay is a buy now, pay later company in Italy. And Epipoli, under our gift and incentive and Pays, you'll hear from Gaetano a little bit later from Epipoli. He's been a client for 10 years, one of our best clients, a great person, great company. He's been a pioneer in that space in Italy, but always innovating. And when we come up with something new like Pays, he was one of the first ones to jump on it. So just it goes to prove that we're closing across all of the categories that we do business in, and we're doing it with new and innovative solutions. And what does that do, right? So that's you talk about it, you talk about the innovation, you talk about the products, you talk about the services, but then the rubber hits the road. And when the rubber hits the road, this is what we get, right? It's all of that hard work adds up to this. And if you kind of look down that right side, all of the different sectors that we're in today. And I think it supports our narrative around a portfolio company too. Like we're not reliant on one sector or one customer. It's kind of the beauty of the business that we're diversified, and we will continue to approach the market that way. And I'll talk a little bit about the acquisitions, and Tom at the conclusion of our guest speakers will talk more about the small one that we did over the last couple of days. But when you kind of look down the constant growth driver, the growth drivers, and you look at the GDV that we're getting from organically, up $2 billion. So really important, right? You want both parts of the business hitting. You want your current clients growing on a yearly basis, kind of that annuity growth, and then you want the new business on top of that, along with acquisitions. So again, it's much easier said than done, and credit to all of the EML team that allow me to get up here and talk about these kind of results and the strategies that are working. And then on the right side, I think it's an interesting look at the acquisitions that we've made and the pre and the post multiples that you're looking at, because I think what it proves is we get a company, and I mentioned in the Nordics Pegasus. So Prescient is a Nordics-based company that we purchased, and it was primarily, they went after smaller, gift incentive kind of deals, but and they did a really good job of it. And they're really smart, aggressive, great group. But when they become part of the EML family, that enables them to sell more things. Right? We bring a lot of technology like GPR to the table. So that allows Prescient in the Nordics to raise the level of customer that they're going after, to provide more products and services to those customers. And we see it again and again. And I think it's proven when you look at those multiples and the companies that we've purchased, and probably the most important thing in those companies are the people. And it's very important for us to get like-minded people in the culture, but then they deliver, and they deliver in a big way. Okay, so the important part, our guest speakers today. This just gives the kind of the lineup of the order that we're going to go in, but I'll skip over to the actual people part of it. So Clayton, I think a lot of the folks in Australia are probably familiar with his company. If you look at the number of awards around innovation in fintech that MoneyMe has been nominated for and won, it's an impressive list. And Clayton just delivers. So excited to hear him talk about how he's using some of our products and services like Delegated Auth in his business. Seth Young from PointsBet. So we talked a little bit. Sam, the CEO of PointsBet, was here last year talking about the push that PointsBet was making into the U.S. market. Just a quick reminder, they've kind of been built purposefully for the U.S. market. So Seth came on to lead their innovation. He's been in the industry a long time, very knowledgeable. So he's got responsibility for figuring out how to grow the U.S. market and potentially other markets for PointsBet. Sarah Haas. Sarah, I'm actually not going to say too much about Sarah because there's a video, and our Australian CEO, Rochelle, will talk more about Sarah and her background at the beginning of the video, and then obviously the interview with Sarah. Gaetano, I mentioned. So Gaetano's actually been a customer of EML for about 10 years, I think, and just a super impressive I think approach to the business in Italy. Being U.S. based, I've been in the prepaid business for quite a while, and there's big players over there, Incom and Blackhawk, and so they're multi-billion-dollar organizations. But when it comes to Italy and what Gaetano has done, I think they kind of, I'm not going to say they gave up on the market, but they certainly have nowhere near the presence that that Gaetano does in the Italian market. So really excited to hear from Gaetano and how he's using our products and services. And then Mike Blazes. Mike is with Bilgo. They're a company based out of Fort Collins, and this is in our vans business. And I think a lot of people are excited to hear about the business. It's really explosive growth for Bilgo, and Mike describing what that business actually does, right? It's a kind of a unique business to the U.S. market. I think potential for other markets, but it'd be really interesting for him to kind of educate all of us on how they go to market, what their strategies are, and again, over the past 2-3 years, Bilgo's been had some really, really impressive growth. And with that,